Beloved Creator, all beings of love and light, we are here cognizing our journey as that of a divine nature. While some are seemingly idle or oblivious, their journey is divine as well. This we must be aware of. It is not ours to judge the journey of another or its timing. It is only for us to be aware of the one we are on and how to manage the challenges it presents along the way. May our days be filled with grace in whatever is presented, and may we continue to be directed as we go. Let it be so, and so it is.
Thank you, Charlie.
My
Amen.
pleasure.
Amen. My name is Ron Vroman, and I'm the old white man talking head for the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. This morning, going to talk about the trouble with being earnest, or as Oscar Wilde said it, the importance of being earnest. And that involves some judgment and making decisions and determining correct from incorrect, right from wrong, good from evil, and all of those things. This morning, I'd like to start with the two words remedy and justice. Boy, is this one opening a can of worms. Justice, a title given to judges, so we can skip past that one and get to proper administration of laws in jurisprudence, the constant and perpetual disposition of legal matters or disputes to render every man his due. Now, they said man. That's the human living being. They go on and they talk about persons mostly. But for our sake, we're going to talk about the constant and perpetual disposition of legal matters or disputes to render every man his due. Now, then we'll flip over here to remedy, which I prefer. Remedy, the means by which a right is enforced or the violation of a right is prevented, redressed, or compensated. Longleaf lumber versus and all of that stuff, you can look all that up yourself. Rights given to a party by law or by contract, which that party may exercise upon a default by the other contracting party or by the commission of a wrong or a tort by another party. Remedy means any remedial right to which an aggrieved party is entitled with or without resort to a tribunal. That's Black's. This is the Living Webster. Justice. Unprejudiced adjudication of conflicting interests on the basis of legal or moral principles, lawfulness, what is rightly due, governmental judiciary department. Then it goes on with lots of stuff. Then remedy. Remedy. Something that cures or relieves a disease or bodily disorder, a healing medicine, application, or treatment. Something that corrects or removes an evil of any kind. I like that. Removes or corrects an evil of any kind. Corrective. The legal means of enforcing a right or preventing or redressing a wrong. To cure, heal, or relieve, to put right, to restore to nature or proper condition, as to remedy a matter, to counteract or remove. Okay, so we have those two words. I choose remedy, and remedy is what they talk about in the Constitution also. I think the reason for that is, let's say that we're right and we have not had law since 1861 on the federal side. It has been color of law. Now, every single thing that has happened to every single person, first person singular of people, from 1861 to now, there's no justice. Can't fix that. There's no justice. What we can do is find remedy for those that are here where remedy is available. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking to fix it. We want this corrected. We probably never find justice. But we can get remedy. And that's what we're after. So, the trouble with, or the importance of, being earnest. That's telling the truth, or at least not lying. In the 4 years that we've been doing this, that's been one of our guiding lights. We do our best and we don't lie. We tell the truth. And so far, our truth has been without rebuttal. But when somebody else comes up with something that they put forth as a remedy, and it's not true, or at least parts of it are not true, and it gets rebuttal, but they don't fix it. As an example, Anna von Reitz. She says a lot of really good stuff. She has a tremendous amount of information. But it might not be remedy she's looking for. I liken it to big pharma. If they come up with a cure, they don't get to keep selling you the remedy that doesn't cure but prolongs, such as high blood pressure, hypertension. They say there's no cure, but they sure have lots of remedies for it. And a lot of the remedies don't work. They're false. They come from charlatans. And every single one of those that I've come across, and that's a bunch, all seem to fail. And that's not saying that we're above failure. We fail. frequently. Don't get it right. People get hurt. Things happen. But if you do your very best and you continue to do your very best, I think we get to remedy, a proper remedy. For example, if in your opening statement you fail, is everything after that also a failure? Probably not. You know, fraud vitiates all contracts, partially or completely. Let's say a contract gets broken. Now, does that void the whole contract? Well, what if you've had the contract going for a year and you've had several transactions and they've all turned out to be really good or acceptable and you continued and then it fails? Does that make the whole contract bad? No, it makes the failure bad. Everything that went before was good is still good. Anything that went before that was fraud has to be undone. That's what we're looking at. There's been a lot of good things done by executive, legislative, and judicial, federally and in the states and in the counties and in the municipalities. And there's been a lot of evil done too. And we're looking for remedy. And when we come up against those that say they're looking for remedy, and it turns out that they're feeding people a line, they're feeding them remedy from a charlatan, do you be quiet? Do you hold your silence? Well, when you look at the two genders, two men and women, they are a lot different. When things get really confrontational among men, fights start. And I'll do it. I might not throw the first punch, and as I'm too damn old now, anyhow, but I'm ready. Fighting's a young man's game. And we need some young people to help us. Now, when a woman is confronted with the same information, they usually don't fight. When you draw the bell curve and you put the outliers on the ends of the bell curves, when it says ready to go to confrontation to right or wrong, men and women are there, but they do it different. They have an entire different vocabulary. Everything about the situation is the same and the solution is different. We have to look at this from the point of view of people. And when something is wrong, we have to come out against it. You can't hold your peace. You can't be silent and hope things get better, or go around it and see if you can find another way to a solution, which is a possibility. But we as a Jural Assembly have to go at it. and everybody else that sees it has to go at it or you acquiesce. And I'm positive that women don't see it as acquiescing. They see it as something else. And I was listening to a psychologist that wrote a PhD paper on this, being interviewed by another psychologist, and the solutions are different. But between me and my ilk, ready to fight with these, and with the women that are also my ilk, that choose to do it a different way. We have to find how to find remedy and make justice work for us. Those people that are doing what is really those things that persons do must be corrected. And I'm talking about people that are in this movement of patriotism or constitutionalists, or however you want to talk about people that understand de jure and want to get our constitutional republic returned to us. They have to stand up. They have to stand up. They have to do what needs to be done, and they have to do it over and over and over again. And when you find somebody that says a whole paragraph of information, then you see that whole paragraph of information written down. And what you thought was said is not what is written, but all the words are correct, then you have to go with the written word. And the instance on that is when you see the United States of America properly capitalized, as in the Confederation and Perpetual Unions articles, it's the with a capital T. That's us. When you see it in a piece of paper written the with the small t, United States of America, that's another fiction. That's not us. That is attempting to defraud us almost always, either intentionally or unintentionally. The results are exactly the same. When you see United States of America, that's not us. And it's not the United States either. There's only two, just like genders. Lawfully, legitimately, there are the United States of America and the United States. Remedy and justice, they're not interchangeable. They're two different things. And we, the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly, Article 1, Section 1 of Oregon's Constitution, are looking to return Oregon to a constitutional Republican form of government this year, 2022. Now, we've already done it with the executive department. Kate Brown and all of her departments and agencies that they have placed between us and remedy and placed between us and justice such as requiring that you have a license to make a contract, which is unconstitutional. You have the right to contract. You have the right. The remedy is to do it. When they say you can't do that, then you have to nullify and tell them that's a nullity. It's null and void. You have no authority. Frequently, when you say that, they put you in cuffs, hit you with the stick, put you in jail. And it takes a lot of courage to be able to stand up to that. And that's the place we are now. We took the entire legislature except for one man, Mike Neerman. He opened the door. And we found them guilty. Actually, they're guilty of treason, but we didn't try them on treason. We tried them on they have no honor and cannot hold a position of trust. Then 3 women that were found guilty decided to run for governor. They're all 3 guilty of treason. We tried them. They are. So that's 2 out of 3. Then we determined at our grand jury that the judiciary was criminal and had been since November 1910. And we did away with them. We abolished the illegal, illegitimate, unlawful Oregon judiciary of Article 7 amended, where they take their oath to a false constitution with a false oath and peddle it to us as color of law. Well, the grand jury made a decision on that, and we made it a true bill. And on December 2nd, we're going to try them. I can't see any reason, any facts, anything that mitigates 112 years of color of law against Oregonians, people that lived here. Now, how many people have lived on Oregon since 1910 that will never find justice? A lot of people. We have to find it in the way of remedy this situation, to cure it, to make this right. And the third branch of the Oregon Color of Law Incorporated Governance, a subdivision of the United States, Inc., will be tried December the 12th, 2nd, on Zoom. So here we are, doing our very best without rebuttal and calling to task every single organization, group, and individual that is in the business of what Anna's doing, what Living's Way's doing, what National Liberty Alliance is doing, what John Wright's doing, what David Strait is doing, what all of them are doing by mixing in lies and color of law and untruths in their discourse and not correcting it. When you find this information in the remedy being put forth by others, or if we ever do it by us, stand immediately and challenge it. Don't let it pass, not 1 inch. We are right now in the process of removing a word from every document we have. The word is national, state national. We were under the misapprehension that that's what we were for a while. Seemed logical, but when you study it, when you look at it really, you're not. You're a man or a woman with our children on the land. That's who we are. And we're seeking remedy. And I yield.
They do not want to let go of this. They do not intend on losing here. And we do not intend giving it back to them.
And then the bullets started flying. Then he jumps out of the car, and he's got both his hands up. And he got out of the car, and he had his hands in the air. He's like, just shoot me then. This is what you want, just shoot me. And they did. They shot him dead. With his hands in the air, and I saw it. I swear to God. He was just walking with his hands in the air. And they shot him. And they shot him dead, and then after he was down on the ground, shot him 3 more times.